Hello there! Do you want to learn about Cycladic figurines? You don't? Well, too bad, because we're going to be learning about them today in this here archaeological artifact presentation. Now, to the left of me is this Cycladic figurine, dated between 2600 and 2400 BC. It is currently located in the Metropolitan Museum of Fine Arts. For some general information about the figurine, the marble figurine depicting a female figure is about 62 centimeters high from the Kiros culture. So you may be wondering, what is a Cycladic figurine? Mostly to do about where they are from, which is the Cyclades. Now the Cyclades is a group of 30-so islands and islets which is found in the southwestern Aegean, which for those who are not well versed in geography is a little bit south of the Greek mainland and a little bit north of Crete. The beauty of this figurine mostly comes from its simplicity and very strict adherence to proportionality. This simplicity is what later avant-garde artists in the early 20th century would make these figurines so popular. And it was not the only type of figurine that existed even during this same period. As you can see here's a chart depicting all the types of figurines that existed on the Cycladic Islands. This particular one is of the Spedos variety, and the name of the varieties is mostly to do with where they're from. Now this one is thought to have been from the Faroes Island until recently. Now it's said to be from the Naxos Island. Now this is because the provenance of this specific figurine is, like many other figurines, as I will discuss shortly, dubious at best. But officially, the provenance of this artifact is said to be from Paris. It was sold to a Mr. Christos G. Bastis from Nicholas Kouliakis from 1947. It was then gifted to the Met in 1968. Scientific analysis has shown that the surface of the marble was painted with mineral-based pigments, azurite for blue and iron ores, or cinnabar for red. Other works also preserve significant amounts of pigment that not only show on the head and body, but also could resemble tattoos. An interesting bit of information about the Cycladic figurines' construction is the idea that they were designed on the basis of simple geometric and proportional ideas. One that an artisan could use a compass and a straight edge to mark out a piece of marble. The art history of these particular figurines are quite interesting and also a bit unfortunate. In the early 20th century, avant-garde artists and other world-famous artists like Picasso were inspired by early human civilizations to create some of their most famous works. This had the runoff effect of increasing the value of Cycladic figurines tenfold, making it super lucrative for forgeries and looted artifacts to be flooded into the antiquities market. This had a problem twofold. One, looted artifacts are alienated from their in-situ context, which deprives archaeologists any way of determining aspects of the culture. We don't know from where they're from. We don't know what layers, where, and all this good information that archaeologists can use to interpret things from the culture. Two, because of the dubious origin of many of the artifacts, we don't even know if half of them are even genuine artifacts. Even the one here, I can't be 100% sure is a real figurine. Now a good question would be, what is the actual function of these artifacts? The figurines and this one in particular. Well, one can argue it is of a religious importance. Perhaps it represents some Cycladic goddess, which might explain why all the figurines are predominantly depicting females. Maybe it has something to do with maternity and birth, and was perhaps a totem given to mothers to safeguard their pregnancy. As is well known, childbirth was a very dangerous thing back in the day, and it was not guaranteed that both the child and the mother could survive it. Regardless of one's opinion about the function of these artifacts, I think we shouldn't fall into the trap of ascribing grand narratives and grand importance to something that was likely just a domestic object. Something that may have been an heirloom and may have been a very personal thing for the people that own them. And to me, I think that breathes life into a past, into a culture long dead, and really connects us people with the people of the past.